this evening. It may be very noisy, but I am back to do a bit of minor analysis on my previous empties videos. I got a full beat on. I don't know if you can tell the difference really. I got a good hair day, so I thought, why not film in my cool color makeup and my horrible mani. Ooh, let's try to not put my fingers up too much on here. So just a couple of things before we dig into my empties of the first half of this year. One, I don't have the month of May categorized in this. I don't anticipate I will be adding anything just based on what I currently have in use. If I do, I will outline it in the next video. So yes, and then just a kind of like breakdown analysis of my last video, which did go on for an hour. I did not anticipate that would be the case, but just to do a quick post-mortem, out of the 15 items that I had, I was only happy with 5 of them that I would repurchase. So that's about like 1/3 of the consumable goods that I had brought into my space that I would be happy keeping, which is good because once again, like I don't have to invite those things into my space in the future, and it just kind of reduces the amount I consume regardless. And then the other thing to note is that 1, 2, 3 of them were free out of the 15, so that brings me down to 12 that I didn't actually spend money on. And one of them was in a kit. The Bite Change Maker was in a mascara kit, which you got to sample all mascaras, and then once you tried the one you like the best, you get to purchase towards the full price. I thought it was a really good idea that Sephora had, but none of the mascaras on there were either tubing or waterproof, so it was kind of not a great kit for me to buy. As I disclosed, most of the mascaras I wear, if they are not one of those two things, over time as the day goes, if I'm planning to wear that mascara for a full day, my eyelids will sweat it off and I'll just get like dark circles when I don't have dark circles. So it seems a bit counterintuitive to a lot of the looks that people want to serve. So whatever. The other thing that I did want to note was that more than half of the items that I have in those empties was influenced for me to buy. So that's like 8 out of 5 were like directly watching YouTube influencers, and one of them was through newsletter, all the Cosmetics. Like I don't think anyone really on this YouTube platform, unless they're like doing like a specific review, you won't find them in like these mass reviews. I don't know if like Cosmetics doesn't really do like PR packages anymore or something, I don't know. But yeah, 8 of those were from an influencer, and then 1 was for the newsletter from Cosmetics. So that's like over half of my purchases have been influenced to buy. This is why marketing is $1 million industry. This is why influencers do get paid to influence, is because they yield results. It results in purchases. Over half of my purchases from just that empties were as a result of being influenced, which is fine with me because the other thing was that I was happy with some of those influence purchases, and I wouldn't know about it, and I wouldn't continue to purchase them if I weren't told by the influencers that these products exist. But the rate is not good. And like, keep in mind, this is an empties video, so this was stuff where I was kind of like hyper buying. I'm now like an on and no buy, so I imagine when I continue doing these empties videos, these numbers will go down. But yeah, the rate of like satisfaction was actually not as great as the rate that they got me to buy. Out of the 9 products that I was influenced to buy, I was only happy with and would repurchase only 4 of them. So that's like less than half, right? So maybe more than half of it I was influenced to buy, but less than half of it I was happy to keep. And I definitely feel like in future Empties videos, I will be coming to the same conclusion as well. So if you were curious, are you guys curious as to which those items were? So the influenced items were the Hello Sunday hand cream, which I was happy with and I would repurchase, but also if I linked the Care to Beauty website. If anyone wants to go in on an order with me, I will buy more. But also I came up with the alternative of just getting To Go sunscreen, and that's what I do have for the CVS. If I find it, I'll probably keep it. So I probably won't be making this Hello Sunday hand cream purchase for a while. And then my next influence purchase was the Native deodorants. And then this one kind of like, it could push me off to the more than 50%, because it is a rebuy if they bring back that scent in stock and if they put it in the cardboard packaging instead of the plastic. But I'm at the whims of whoever is managing like production over at Native, so kind of out of my hands. And then the next influencer purchase, I guess this one was an influencer. I think this one I could put in the same category as the M Cosmetics, in that it was like a newsletter or not YouTube influenced purchase. And that was the 3 Ships Vitamin C, which I had put on the notes on the description. No longer is a vitamin C from 3 Ships. And it's just marketed now as a hyaluronic acid serum. And I think having that claim on the serum to begin with was probably a bit dubious. So yes, I'm definitely not repurchasing that. I also just watched, I had already watched it before, but I watched Lena and Norm's video on skincare, and they're like, you know, eating vitamin C is like a much more effective way of getting vitamin C than like trying to put it on your skin. Even though, you know, all the other people in the skincare industry, like Laugh Muffin Beauty and stuff, they're like, keep it in an airless pump, it's more efficacious, blah, blah, blah. But I mean, my hyperpigmentation is not super bad. It's like, once again, just like a marketed insecurity. I should make a video as to why I'm the only person in my family with hyperpigmentation, but we'll go into that later. And why I'm like fixated on erasing it. Yeah, and then the other influencer purchase were the 2 primers from Rare Beauty and from Milk. And there's just not one influencer in particular. They were just highly buzzed about on social media. And both of those I am not repurchasing, so big X on that. And then the last 3 were, so 2 of them are lip products, the RMS, I think they called like Legendary lipsticks. The one in Mickey, I already repurchased. Same thing with Black Honey, I had already purchased, so I'm happy with both of those. And then lastly is the Bite Beauty Changemaker. I put that in as the influence one, even though I did not buy the full-sized Changemaker mascara. I actually got the kit that it came in because it was one of the mascaras that were in it, and it was highly lauded from Samantha Ravindal, who was like, oh my god, this is the best mascara, blah, blah. She doesn't have oily lids like me. It was no match. It wasn't as bad. It wasn't as bad as some of the other mascaras in that kit, but it still wasn't as good as like Tower 28, which does not flake on me. And so that was an influence purchase, and that's also not a rebuy, and I wouldn't rebuy it even if Bite Beauty was still a thing, because I've now learned. So that's what contributes to my overall losing of funds overall by letting myself be influenced to make these purchases. All right, now let's enter into 2025. For these empties, you'll find a lot of these empties are a lot more in the hair category, which I haven't had since the last empties videos that I filmed and have not put up on YouTube yet. Yeah, the latter half of 2024 was visibly empty of like any hair products. I am now going through those hair products now. So yes, let's start off though. do we want to start off with hair or do we want to start off with skincare? Let's do skincare. Okay, so let's start with the first step of skincare. My two empties are these two cleansing balms from Pharmacy and Good Molecules respectively. Respectively, Pharmacy, Good Molecules respectively. Sorry, I thought I'd also drown out the noisy city that I'm in. So this one I loved. I don't know if I've mentioned it in another video, I think my unboxing video. I mentioned this cleanser because I loved it because it is aluminum or tin or something like that. And then it did the job. It like takes the makeup off. There's no fragrance in it, which is great, especially if you're looking for a fragrance-free cleansing balm. And in this feature, like in this packaging, I know there's a lot of other great cleansing balms that like come in plastic packaging. And so if you're like somewhat, you know, want something that's more readily recyclable in the recycling system for most cities generally on the planet, and that stuff is important, it is a recommend. It does the job, but be forewarned, since there's no fragrance, it just smells like straight up secret. I made a face to like indicate that it smells bad. It kind of does, but it's not like bad scent because it was put there. It's like, it's just the smell of the ingredients and they don't smell great. So this one, we're starting off with a question mark. This one's a maybe repurchase. I do have my eyes more now on a very expensive alternative from Indie Lee. She also has like an aluminum squeeze tab one, and I kind of like the fact that I'm not like digging my hands in. I find it more clean, which is like the withdraw or like a point against like both of these cleansers, even though this Pharmacy one, oh, there's a lid on it and I can't smell it. Oh, now it doesn't smell that great, but it used to smell great. I'm back when I was using it. Because I was also debating just biting the bullet and like not sticking to my principles and getting the Green Clean Pharmacy, which they've now reformulated. It's different. I don't know if it'll still smell as great, but it still comes in plastic containers. So I was a bit deterred. I think I might just go for the Indie Lee one. Essentially, both of these in the not repurchase pile. All right, and then next in our skincare step, from cleansing, we go into toning. I am a skincare girly. You know, there was a very easy transition to go from like makeup to skincare. And I kind of always had like a 3-step system where I would cleanse, tone, and moisturize, from like the proactive days from when I had like a little bit of like milia acne, like just small and all around. And I shouldn't make a video. It's not a whole video to be rant about. That's what destroyed the barrier of my skin and gave me like freckles. I'm the only person with freckles in my family. I'm the only person to use Proactive, and I'm pretty sure it was the benzoyl peroxide that made my skin more susceptible to sun damage. So boom, story done. Anyways, instead of using like astringent toners like I did back then, I now use the very like hydrating toners. This one is from the CosRX Advanced Snail Mucin. I thought it was a glass bottle when I bought this, but it's not. It's plastic as well. So it's really hard for me to find any sort of toner that is in more sustainable packaging. I feel like you just have to bite the bullet, and the fact that these portion of skin treatments are going to come in plastic, which arguably may be a good reason to try to just cut out this step in general. I'm very influenced by Lena Norms right now, where she's like, all she uses is like cleanser, SPF in the morning, and then cleanser and moisturizer to repair all the oils that she took off. That's her skincare routine, and I honestly think I'm in the same boat as her. No one has made my face very dry and how it used to be, and I feel like the moisture is what like kept my oily face is what kept it looking so supple and youthful before. So I might just not renew my Tret thing, because like I got it for like these forehead wrinkles, and I feel like it hasn't done much on that either. So let's just strip it back, keep it basic, better for the planet, better for my wallets. Once I finish with the toner, as you guys know from my unboxing video, I do still have 2 toners to go. I don't know if I will repurchase any toner in the future. I might, because now that my skin is dry, I did like my sister she had like an astringent toner. She had like the witch hazel, and I'm like, oh no girl, like we have aging skin, like we need a hydrating toner, because I was doing just cleanser and moisturizer while I was staying with her, and my skin was not liking it. It was like crepey, flaky. So I bought the Bioma toner because Kelly Gooch said good things about it, and it was on sale at her local drugstore, so I got that one too. So once I feel like I recalibrate, I recover, I'll consider omitting toners from my step. But these 2 specifically, this one was really like nice and tacky, and I feel like it would have made a good base for foundation. Kind of has like the same feel as like the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. So I did like it for that. It might be a good base under makeup, but it is in a glass bottle, and it looks like it's a glass bottle, so I'm not gonna do it. And then also a big no for a lot of people, it's obviously not a vegan product. It's made from like the little stressed snails and their like secretions and stuff. It did feel nice to put on the skin, but I'm not a vegan. I will still buy vegan if the product like works. I don't want to go out of my way to buy animal products, but it just seems unnecessary. You know, it didn't hydrate any better than any of my other toners, so why am I gonna do that to snails? It doesn't seem worth it. It was good for a try. And then this one, my Empty Haru Wonder toner. I love this one when I was first using it. And before I started tretinoin, I loved it in my routine because like my skin was slowly, before tret, like starting to be more combo, so I did need a bit more hydration in my routine. So this was like the perfect thing to give me the hydration boost. So I think this is my 3rd bottle of it since I started using it in like 2022. It is kind of small, but this is the standard size, so I bought a jumbo size that took me like 1.5 years to get through. And then I bought this little fella, and then as you may know from the unboxing, I currently, from this one right here, I bought the fragrance-free version. The thought was if I do the collagen induction again, I just want like a nice essence that will like hydrate well while my skin's like desquamating at a rapid rate. So I got, this one's the regular scented one, which I liked. I got the unscented just because I'm kind of scared of what to put on my face after getting such a treatment. So to be cautious, I got the fragrance free. I do like the way this smells. It is lavender oil that scents it. If you don't like lavender oil, then I'd say get this. If you don't and you prefer to have something nice smelling, then I'd say go for the regular one. This is going in the repurchase pile, even though debatably I may have no toners in the future, but since I have repurchased it already, it's in my beauty box. It is in the repurchased. Okay. Second lastly, this I bought ages ago when Glow Recipe was like a hot commodity. This is the Watermelon Glow AHA Night Treatment, which they don't even make this product anymore. It smelled amazing. I remember like wanting to get like that really hyped BHA toner when I got this product, because I was like, oh my god, I love the mask, but like I don't use a mask in daily rotation. Like this is like the reason why it took me so long to get through is because it was like when I felt like my skin needed a little extra like SOS thing, and I think that's its intended purpose anyway. So if I had like, I wasn't hydrating properly, my skin was feeling really dry, this one was great. Woke up in the morning, had like just like soft, supple skin. I was glowing. It was great. I think this is a great mask, but not at all essential in a day-to-day treatment. This is like a nice little splurge. And this one I might repurchase if it was possible to repurchase again. If not, I'll go for the toner, and I'll also use the toner in the same way. But this one had like a jelly consistency too. It was like, I don't know if I can feel it here, a little bit on there. But it just had like a jelly soft consistency, like a like very viscous, and just like layered in the face nicely. Huge fan. This one does come in a glass container. Glow Recipe like does it for the luxe feel, but also because this will be an easier thing to put into a recycling system. So I think I will put it in the repurchase if it's there. Both of my repurchases are like tentatively repurchases for skincare. And then this one is the Trader Joe's Enriched Moisturizing Face Lotion for Broad Spectrum SPF 15. I like this one as my winter moisturizer when I'm just not out in the sun that much, usually indoors, working and stuff like that, so it's not necessary. This one I got because it layers nicely. It's very like soft, and it's like readily absorbed by the skin. And it's also not expensive. This was also gifted to me originally by my cousin, and she didn't know, I didn't request it, but it was gifted to me so long ago. And I asked my aunt afterwards, because she was like asking like, what do you want for Christmas, blah blah blah, and I was like, can I have this one please, like they don't have it here, can you please get it for me? And so she got it for me. She was very sweet. This one, I think I have one more still. So I think this is the one that my cousin gave me that I finally finished, but it took me like 3 years. And just as a note, because like I don't know if I want to give this creator a lot more attention. I am like a bit scared off of like asking for this lotion again, just because there's this cosmetic chemist who is like anti-SPF, which I'm like immediately suspicious about, and for like very reasons that I can easily pick apart. I'm pretty sure I like left a comment on her video being like, don't you get more benzene from a car, like from the emissions, than you would from like spraying sunscreen? And yes, you shouldn't use spray sunscreens, but not because of the benzene, it's because they're not an effective way to cover your skin. They're not doing what their intended purposes are. Anyway, she had like another thing on there that's saying that like, this is retinol palmates, which is on the ingredients list here. Oh, let me go. Oh, you can see it. It's like right here. She was saying that like that one, I don't know, it does something to like destroy the barrier, and it's like basically harming your skin instead of helping. So not like, I don't know, I'm always like on the side of cautious. Like I was a clean beauty girly for so long because I did like fall into that thing about like, what are the ingredients that they're putting into a thing? And like I am like big pharmacy skeptic. I feel like I am still susceptible to a lot of their marketing, but you know, just err on the side of caution. I do have other SPFs on the go, and like for the summertime I want to buy once my tinted SPF runs out, and it seems like it will soon because there's like little product there, and also I was not a big fan of it. When I empties it, I'll go into it. But I love the Isn't hyaluronic SPF 50+++ or whatever, 50 PA+++. I gave that sunscreen to my dad because he never wears sunscreen and he's like outdoors all the time. So I was like, please, just because, you know, usually the sunscreens that he's used to getting is just a drugstore stuff. It's like really thick, it layers on. But I told him, I was like, you won't feel it, and it's so tiny, so you can just keep it in your glove compartment. You can put it on, it's no excuse. And he asked me later, he was like, what was that sunscreen? Where do I get it? And I was like, go to this Korean beauty store and go get it there. So I'm excited to buy that one again, especially since my skin has been getting very dry. I do need that extra moisture that I'm lacking. So yeah, probably in the middle of summer, I'm gonna get, there's no other one. I'm gonna get that one. It's great. But yeah, this one is this would be a no. I might get again, because the Korean store, it is now more accessible to me because they've opened up a location closer to me, but since I might be moving, it might not be as close. I feel like they're both equally hard for me to get, but I may, because the other SPF I might get is like just SPF 30, which I like wearing in the winter. Like I feel like 15-30 is good. 50 just seems really excessive and unnecessary for not the summertime. So I'll bring that one out because that one maybe should be on here because it's almost done. I haven't cut it open, but it's almost done. I'm not getting the Trader Joe ones again. I can't repurchase it. It's in the not repurchase pile. But this one might be a good one. People are also saying how like SPF 15 is like not a thing in the winter, but even with the windows, I'm not gonna burn. Like a sun factor plus 15, 1.5 would be perfectly adequate for commutes in an office and then to reapply for the commute back. It's fine. Anyways, this one is also might be a contender. This one's like a smaller beauty company called Basque. I wish you could see how, because the light's like bouncing off of it on the camera, but it's like going through the plastic on mine, and I just have like a little bit of product like right here, a little bit of product right here, and then a bunch of little product like right there. So it's almost empty. I'll probably get the little product by like opening it, but I still have a couple more uses left. Maybe I should put it in here because probably by June, this will be empty. So it's like, yes, in the empty pile, and then I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna add it to this empties. And then it's also going in the repurchase. It's water and sweat resistant for 80 minutes. So I think it's like a good, like in your beach bag on the go, not too heavy. But I've been using it just for the face because I like how smooth and readily absorbs well into the face. It has a very light, inoffensive scent. It isn't as watery as the Isn't Free, and then it also isn't like as intense of an SPF, so it's good for like the beginning of summer when I'm not that far out. So I will be getting the Isn't Free one first, but I'll probably repurchase this one for the rest of the season. So that's going in the repurchase pile. Oh wait, that's not the repurchase pile sign. This is the repurchase pile sign. And this is not in the repurchase. This is on the not repurchasing. Okay, I gotta keep track of this. And to segue, I'll do hair care last. Okay, so to segue into the makeup, I have this makeup remover by Burt's Bees, the Rose Micellar. It did vaguely smell roses. Very nice, light scent, inoffensive, also kind of sweet, like honey. It was a micellar water. It removed things. I am not repurchasing it again because I got the Bioderma one on sale. It was like less expensive than the Burt's Bees. I'm not loyal to micellar waters. If they all work the same way, then I'm just gonna buy the cheapest one. So this one's going most likely in a not repurchased. It is not currently repurchased, so I'm putting that there. And also I might buy the Indie Lee balm, and so I feel like if I buy the balm, it's kind of like I'm buying these two together. So, you know, not buying it because I'm buying one product instead of two. That like double the price, but it'll be plastic free and it'll be efficacious. Hopefully I'll report back on that. And it'll be in a format I like more, and it just seems more sanitary. Okay. I don't know if I will do this now. This is bottom. Okay, maybe I'll keep with the body one. Okay. Let's segue into the two makeup items that I have here. So definitely not as extensive as my last empties for the beginning of 2025. This one was a hand-me-down. It's like a highlighter, like a liquid lighter. And if you can see there, I would scrape the bottom of it, but like the sponge has detached. Oh wow, you can see my bad manis. Has detached entirely from it. So it was already like halfway full. I did the rest of it. It's going in the garbage, and it is also not going to be repurchased. I think it was a Becca highlighter, and I think I can't get them in Canada anymore, or like Stila bought them, and I don't know if they released them anymore. I like stick highlighters. I just like going boop, boop, and then we're done. The wand is like, one, you don't get all the products. You can't like dig in there and get all the product. And two, it also seems unsanitary, you know, depending on when I put it on my face. Like, did I reapply? My face is not washed. Okay, and then this one is the Fenty Beauty. This was like their lip stains. Oh my god, focus. Focus. Okay, if you can't read that, the scent was Berry Sangria, or Sanger, like blood. This one smells, it's off. It's gone off. It's really old. It's the first one I bought of this. I have another one of this in like a coral red, which is still good, still running. This one doesn't even really like tint anymore, as not as much as it used to. And effectively, I have replaced this stain. With the stain I am wearing currently from Rare Beauty. They are like essentially the same product, same color. Oh, I mean, I didn't really line my lips there properly. They also both do the same thing as stains, where they like get into the grooves of my lips when it wears out, even though it's supposed to be like, this one's supposed to be like an oil hydrating thing, and it's still like, you know, not doing its thing. I'm gonna reapply here just so I know if I see this on a big screen, I'm gonna be like, oh, why don't you just reapply? I got to see my reapplication process. I can see why a lot of YouTubers do not do this. The Sophia Night Guard butthole lips there. Yeah, when it's freshly on, it looks good. When it's freshly on, it looks good, but then as it wears down, it gets into my cracks. This one did the same thing. I was hoping this one would be better because it's an oil, but it does the same thing too. I'm not repurchasing this. Both of those makeup products, no. I do not want to invite any more makeup products into my life, really, and I've already repurchased something better, so it is what it is. Okay, on to body. I only have 2 body items. I have the bio oil, which was given to me in my early 20s, I would say. So this is quite old, and I never used to use it. I was like really afraid of getting stretch marks because my weight would fluctuate, and so I'd like use this like crazy, and then I was kind of like the same weight, so I absolutely didn't use this for like 5 years. And then I just used it recently just as a good hydrator, you know, in the winter for my shins and stuff. So it kicked the bucket earlier this year. I did repurchase this for someone who I knew had gone through surgery, and this one's a good thing once you're already cleaned and healed, and like the wound isn't open anymore, to just put on top of the skin to help encourage the skin to heal better. It's a good product for that. I mean, the one person that I did use it on, they healed nicely, but you can still very obviously tell there was a scar, but they had like a major scar. So yeah, this one I could recommend to people. I might repurchase if I'm ever in that situation myself. And I also might repurchase, you know, for stretch marks, if I ever get them again. But we'll see. All right, so lastly, this has to be one of the biggest regret buys from my fevered Sephora haul of last year's spring summer of 2024. It was, I don't even think I got it during the sale. I got it after the sale. It was the Kate Somerville. I cut off the middle of her name there, of her beginning part of her last name. Kate Somerville body butter. It was like a ridiculously expensive body butter. It was like over $100, and they're like, it's on sale for $60, and I was like, oh, that's more savings than you ever get during the sales events, so I'll get it. No influencer influenced me to buy this. This was an impulse purchase, and it's a mid. Sorry, if you want to see, this is the part that everyone comes here for. Look at that, not a single, I mean, there's a little product left, but you know, I'll use that right now on my hands. That, and then this is like cleaned out completely. This is what you came for. Yeah, it was good. It did moisturize my skin, but it didn't like a body butter. Like when I use body butters on my skin, I'm like, now I'm moisturized. And this one didn't even do it as that, and it's not a body butter, so it didn't oblige to do that. But it also had like multi-use, like it was a face, lips, and body moisturizer. That's literally like, I don't know if you could see here. No, okay, you can only see like the French part, but it says they're lèvres, like it, because it was like face, body, and lips. And I did use it on my lips a couple of times. It's not the fragrance is not formulated to be a pleasant lip product, so it's multi-use, but it's like one of those shitty multi-use ones. I was actually gonna say that about the I wanted to do like a head-to-head between like Mickey by Hermes, the legendary lipstick, versus the Bite multi-stick. I decluttered that one to my sister, and I just wanted to be like, maybe just use a lipstick formula for the blush as a head-to-head, a toe-to-toe with the two products. This one, if you want to read the marketing here, it's like, it's a restorative thing, essence, hyaluronic acid, hydration, like really fancy with the ingredients in there. It was mid. It was mid. I started using it up because I just didn't want it in my space anymore. So I regret buying it, and it will not be a repurchase. All right, so let's finally get into the last section of this empties video. I am going to be doing hair care finally, and we'll do in order of use-ish. So first up was a product I really loved from a brand I really liked called Briogeo. This was like before I even found Means by Mel's. I was all over this because like I had a lot of dandruff on my scalp, and so this was like a nice little like scrub, and I was like, yeah, that's like getting all the flakes off. Yeah, this is the Scalp Revival. And then the reason why, because I originally got the tub of it and I hated like scooping in and putting on my hair. I was like, no, I know this is like, this is supposed to functionally use as a shampoo, and I much rather like a shampoo. So I bought a nice little kit that came with like a deluxe size of this moisture mask, and then the Don't Despair Repair conditioner, which I didn't really fall in love with. But I was all over this one, and it was like right into like the clean beauty marketing, because they're like, we don't use sulfates or like whatever, and it's like natural, made with coconuts. I liked it up until I didn't, and I feel like I over exfoliated my hair because I think I just used it every time in lieu of shampoo, and it's not a product to be used like this. So then I slowed down, and then only when I went like a week without washing my hair, then I would get started. And that does not happen regularly. I wash 2 to 3 times a week because my hair needs it, my scalp needs it, and it's not a flex for me. It's not a flex for me that like, and I know it's unfortunate because like I have blue hair and I shouldn't be subjecting it to so much water in order to try to retain the color, but I have other solutions for that. So I keep my scalp happy. I wash my hair now with like gentle hydrating shampoos, and I don't use this one as frequently. I probably will not repurchase this. Maybe if it comes in another travel size again, I would, but probably not like until a decade later. I got employment at a hair salon place, and while I was there, they had several launches of products, and as gratis and for us to be able to talk about the products, they gave us the entire line. So I am set, and also my hair really likes those shampoos. I am set for shampoos and conditioners. I don't need to be purchasing them. So I'm not going to be purchasing shampoos and conditioners for a very long time. You won't see them in my empties. But the other product that you will see in this empties is part of that company Cats Out of the Bag. I never, like, I've heard about co-washes, and then I think the first time I tried a co-wash, I was still trying to be like plastic free. This was like 7 years ago. And so I tried the Lush Avocado co-wash. I think it's like called Avo Wash. It's whatever. It was so shitty. It didn't do neither job properly. It was just like in a full bar. And to be honest, I feel like it kind of turned me off bar use hair care. I did before I got the job here, I purchased from Kish, but I gave those products away because I have so much of this stuff now. But I am open to doing separate shampoo and conditioner in bars. I think I tried, it was the same line from Kish that I tried the shampoo bars, and I was like, this is decent. Just the shampoo is shampooing. I'll give it another go. I'm definitely open to at least having my shampoo in a bar. But this is part of the reasons why I can wash my hair 2 to 3 times a day. I do my like cleansing shampoo. Oh my god, I have to do like a whole thing about hair care now. I do like a detox cleansing shampoo, like a chelating clarifying shampoo, like twice a month, because I do put a lot of product into my hair to keep these ringlets so in check. I'm going wavy here though. But yeah, and in the interim, to not be using a lot of cleansing agents that will like rinse the dye off, I use this a lot, the Be Curly Advanced Co-Wash. I loved it. My hair loved it. It smells citrusy, very citrus forward, like orange, lemon, lime. And it's not my favorite scent out of like all the stuff, the hair care line that they carry there, but it does smell good. And then they say here on the instructions, it's like, oh, make sure you use like an actual conditioner to follow up. But I'm like, this served a function for like in between my wash days, and also when in between those wash days, I just needed to get out the door. Like I like slept in or like procrastinated and too much screen time. And then I would have to like jump in the shower and go. This was so helpful because it was like, boop. See, look, nothing's coming out. Oh. It's a little bit coming up, but it was just sprayed all over my desk. Yeah, not a lot of it is left in there. Not enough for an actual, because you need like a good dollop of it. And then I would like just directly onto the scalp, like massage the scalp, go in. And then it says there on the directions is what the company says is that you need to follow up with an actual conditioner to detangle your hair. But I would never do that because I was in a rush and I was washing with a conditioner, and I have short hair is another good caveat too. So I would just start with my detangling brush after I had done the thorough scalp thing to make sure like my scalp feels clean, because that's why I was doing it. That's why I was in the shower, because I need my scalp to feel clean. And I would just start to detangle, hold my hair like taut, and then just see if I could get through the tangles through with the co-wash on its own before I rinsed it off. And I also helped I feel like it helped to bring all the dead skin cells like through my hair. So then when I washed it, like they were more effectively like rinsed off. And I just used one product. I just used one product in the shower. I remember like selling this stuff and being like, you know, a 2-in-1, it's like, you know, the men's 2-in-1s, but it's like actually effective. It is like, it's the dude's 2-in-1. I know like my boyfriend really likes this stuff as well because he got to benefit from this greatly. And so yeah, this one I will repurchase. This is going on the, I'm confusing my piles. This is the repurchase pile. Kate Somerville, not repurchasing. Oh, and the Briogeo, maybe in this size, especially the Scalp Revival one. I did not like it in the tube. So if I see another travel size, maybe, but I'm just gonna put them in a no, because like not in the foreseeable future for like a couple of years. I'm not rebuying it. This one, yes, 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 yes. Especially if they ever carried in the leader and they have their leader sales at 20% off. I'm there. I need that discount. Okay, and then lastly, we have another, like, because I feel like Mains by Mel influenced me to work at this company. It's Aveda. I don't know if I said that enough people listen to my videos. It's like way too early to have like habituated listeners. But yes, another Mains by Mel influence. That was, I can't even say this is a purchase. This was not a purchase. This was just free. But it's the first one I like finished in the line. That says something. For my hair type too. And then the other thing that I finished, and I think this is like my second or third one of this. I don't think I filmed an empties with this, but I like held on to this for like memories, but I'm gonna have to let it go. This is the Mains by Mel X Verb Hold and Shape, Define and Defrizz Curl Forming Gel, the original one. And we're talking about like one and done products in the shower to cleanse. I wouldn't say don't exclusively always cleanse with the co-wash. Just like I would also sell this product by telling people, like if they were like curly haired people and they're at the gym, they have like an active lifestyle, and you know when you sweat, you just need to get that sweat off, and you don't want to over shampoo and like over dry your hair. This is your product. And then this is like these two in combination would get me out the door. Like I could actually shower in 15 minutes, and that's like 5 minutes putting this product, massaging in, washing my body, decombing very quickly, that would take like 2 minutes, and then rinsing it off, and then going out of the washroom very quickly, taking this foam, putting it through my hair, maybe doing a brush styling if I had chance. If I had to look presentable, I would take the time to brush style, but chances are I would just squish in and then try to like lift by like diffusing upside down when I hover diffused. And then this stuff, it was like I didn't even use the leave-in because like my hair was already like quite soft and conditioned from this, and it's not recommended. You know, ideally I would use a primer. This was enough because this was just, my hair was conditioned enough. This would hold the curls. That's all I needed. And on that, this would be your repurchase. And I might put it in with the Briogeo actually, in the maybe pile. Because this doesn't exist in this formula anymore, and I haven't tried the new formula. They say like it's like oilier and like heavier, so I don't know, like, because what I liked about this was like how lightweight it was and how like I would still get a lot of volume once I diffused, and it'd be like a great combination between like defined ringlets, but those ringlets like wouldn't be weighed down. So this was a great product for that. Big ups to her for like helping formulate this. I'm so sad she couldn't benefit for that. I'm so sad that they changed formula, but I still have yet to try out the new formula. By the way, none of the mousses in this are like have enough hold in my opinion. This has more hold because of the gel combination, and it's just so much faster to like distribute and run through. I'm actually though wearing the gel from this line currently, but I had to like you know, actively style to get more volume at the top and use a different product too. I can go into that if anyone requests it. But yes, this one maybe. I am eyeing the other one that Mel was obsessed with, and mostly because before she mentioned she was obsessed with it, she did like one like full review on this line, like on this brand pattern. And you know, she just kind of seemed like meh about it, while I was like, oh my god, that conditioner is amazing. It's like my favorite conditioner, and I still have it. Like I bought it in one of the VIB sales, and I have it like sealed still. I still haven't cracked into it. I'm gonna use all the stuff from this brand first, and then I'm gonna tear into that because it was like the best slip. Pattern had the best slip. I used the medium conditioner. It was like, one, it was like buttery, and two, like wet comb, I could detangle with my hair. Everything is just slipping, smoothing right off. But they have a mousse now in the same scent that I got the conditioner, the Palo Santo scent. I smelled it in store and I was like, this smells so good. So we'll see. This one, I'm gonna put in the maybe repurchase. I'll try it. I always need stylers. So yes. Anyway, I am nowhere close to the lofty ambitions that I had in having a plastic-free beauty routine. And I feel like this is something to work towards potentially in the future, just because I don't want to be cluttered by stuff. I am eyeing stuff like the Salt New York, like kits and stuff, but it's hard to try to find a foundation in it when I am unable to see it. So until like I see a brick and mortar store, when I'm able to like sample and test, then I'll have like kind of more confidence for what selection to pick. And also the pans are open and stuff. I just feel like it's a bit more unsanitary. I do like tubes a lot, but the converse thing is that Salt New York and their format is decidedly way better on the planet, from like production to end of life recycling. So that might be something that makes me bite the bullet. And it's like, you know what? Let's do it, Salt. Let's do it. And then the other, I don't know why I went into that segue there. I think it was to show that like majority of all of these empties are literally all in plastic. I feel like the only ones that were like somewhat sustainable, and this is me actively trying to like make sustainable packaging purchases, were these two. This one, which I might not rebuy. Just the smell isn't bad, but it's just off-putting. I feel like, because that's the big thing, right? Like a lot of what made me kind of evaluate like the rate that I was consuming, because I knew like years in when people were the first wave of no buys, if anyone remembers, was like decidedly during the 2016 period where people were being overwhelmed with their collections. And so I was on board for that, but I still kept buying for reasons. And so I have like a little bin of beauty stuff, and I'm trying now to like, once I finish these, because that's the reason why all of these are like 5 years old, like this is like 4 years old, is because I am trying to make more of an effort towards, where I can, and finding good products, make a more sustainable packaging decision. I don't know if I would ever do it for lippies. I feel like lippies, just in the nature of them, they come like this. I could go for like a pot paint thing, if I find like a trio of like good colors, but I feel like I'll always be on the hunt for that. So I feel like lippies I've given up, but I can definitely do it for eyeshadows. I'm thinking of trying out the eyeliner that Lena Norms uses. She's from the UK though, so like a lot of her sustainable recommendations aren't really applicable to me. So I'm also trying to like foray and find Canadian or American retailers, though elbows up now. I guess I should be trying to find Canadian. So yeah, we'll see what's accessible, what I can change. I think by documenting this, I can be more cognizant of it and more intentional in what I buy. I also feel like other areas where I'm cooked, SPF, even if I like pare down my skincare and I don't have a cleansing balm, or I use my cleanser as a cleansing balm and I don't have like cleanser and cleansing balm, that's one way to eliminate the step. And like maybe finding a moisturizer in like a glass container. Lena did talk about like all these like small businesses that have moisturizers that are essentially like just like butters and stuff like that, and that's all my skin needs. My skin loves like any butter to be moisturized, and like that's the skin all over my body, so I feel like my face would like it too, especially now that it's drier. Like when I was younger, I would never consider doing that. I would like, where were the eras of like water gel? moisturizers. I needed them then. But definitely now I feel like my skin can handle more moisture, so I could, you know, be more considerate in doing that for when I think of packaging for skincare. And then, yeah, I could eliminate toners potentially. I could get a solid face wash cleansing bar too. And then the hair care, definitely the shampoo is somewhere I can have some wiggle room in. Finding maybe people who co-wash, or even I had my eye on like the AG tin shampoo for the detox one to replace the one that I'm using now, because I do need a shampoo for that function since I do a lot of stuff to my hair. But yeah, also finding if like AG could do like a co-wash as well in that would be amazing. Or even, I don't know if I can ever see this brand like going aluminum, because their whole thing is like they use post-consumer recycled products, and they are recyclable, but they may not be recyclable everywhere. So it'd just be, for me, like I'm looking for tin, so I can recommend tin. So wherever you live, I can find a good tin hair care thing that'll work for your hair if we have the same kind of hair and hair care needs. So I guess I should do the summary now since I'm approaching the hour mark again. So on my no pile, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 definitively no. I have 3 maybes, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 yeses. So once again, even for the latter half, or even for the beginning of 2025, I'm very much on the same trajectory where I am having more stuff that I don't want to purchase, which shows how misguided a lot of these purchases were. But also, you know, I have a more clear picture in which direction I do want to head in. So sorry, how much are the no's? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so rate of consumption, once again, very similar, even though this round I definitely was more actively trying to finish things. Like that was definitely applicable for this. I knew I was moving, so I was trying to go, since I had 2 of the cleansing balms going, I was actively trying to finish these. Same thing with the micellar water. This one just kind of happened naturally. So I was like, everything that I had that was lingering around, like a half package like this, I was actively trying to remove. So if I am in around the same rate of consumption to the last half of last year, but that's good because that's me actively trying to empty these things, which means that once these things are out, the amount of empties I have to present will also probably be lower. So yes, I had 16 products, 5 out of the 16, so similar ratio, about 1/3 I'm happy with and maybe would repurchase or have repurchased already. And then could be half of the products, because if the maybes become yeses, then it's half of the products. If the maybes remain no, then that's I don't know, 2/3. Yes, I hope this is informative. If you have any questions more about the products, I will probably try to link them again, even though that was a very lengthy process. I put the bit.ly things, but it's a paid service now. But it's just for reference, if you are curious about them, if you feel like they would work for you. Where are you on your consumption journey? Are you considering sustainability as one of the things? Does it not really matter? You're just really here to find out if these products really work? Sound off in the comments, and remember to click subscribe if you like inconsistent uploads.